sure that you have something in your possession, which is the Parent Leadership Curriculum. So don't mind the babies. If any of the mothers or fathers here don't know me, or don't know Miss Elaine, or don't know Miss Twila, we work over the babies. So go ahead and let them be as they are. If they're playing, if there's some crayons back there, as long as we might want to shut the door just in case any might want to, take a dash. They're okay in here, okay? So just keep them comfortable. If you hear them crying or if they need you, just go see about them, but it doesn't bother us at all. Let me say again a big welcome to all of you who are here, who pressed out through the rain this morning to come and get a little bit of something. As I shared in the email, I shared with some of you directly, we won't be here the entire time. So we got the little ones. We just wanted to get you here, give you some time to settle in. We knew it'd be a little bit of a late start because this is Families Award. So it's all good. It is all good. The Parent Leadership Curriculum, do you have it in front of you now? If you didn't get a copy, they're still over here. Go over and get you a copy of it. There's more in the box. There should be enough out. Okay, we developed this particular curriculum almost 10 years ago now. It's amazing how fast time goes by. And it came at the same time. I'm sorry that pillar's in the way. I'm going to move around a little bit, but we're recording. We want to make sure that we capture this. We developed this curriculum at the same time as where we are right now in Allegheny County. If you are staff, you hear a lot about quality standards. You hear a lot about, FAST and synergy and all of these things. And what's coming down the pike is a real strong push on parent councils. There's actually proposals being developed to restructure parent councils and strengthen parent councils. So I am suggesting that we are kind of deja vu right now, but it's good because it's always good to take a look at, what we're doing well. So regardless of where this goes in the restructuring, I hope all the parents who are here will be present at the policy board meeting on the 21st, because that is where the county and OCD are going to roll out their ideas of structuring and restructuring, and we need the parent voice. Community voices is to follow. So we need the parent voice just to give, the people who have ideas about this, some of the real feedback. Sound good? So the 21st, keep that on your calendar, 12 o'clock, Providence Family Support Center.
The 21st of what?
Of this month, of September, I'm sorry.
I was say, that's today.
Yeah. Good looking out. The 21st of September, okay? So keep that on your calendar. A lot of you are here already. Go to Community Voices. Some of you sit in Policy Board. It's happening. All right. The curriculum, as I shared, was a combination of wonderful people, leaders who got together. And I'm going to give due diligence to those who were part of the original design. Bruce Blanchard, he's moved on. Dolores Bragg, moved on. Cassandra's still around. Cassandra Brown. Aurelia Carter, as you know, is, big muckety-muck. Okay, real. Muckety-muck down DHS. Nancy DiNardo still keeps in touch with us. Lady Davis, she's still here. Sandra DeCore moved on. Renita Freeman still connects with us, comes back to Community Voices. Madam Elaine Fulton still around, they missed the beat. Doreen Glover, who's shifted positions at least 2 or 3 times since she helped to make this. Miss Lavinia Hornez, who's in heaven, bless your soul, sweetheart. Robin Jenkins, moved on. Liz Jordan, up in heaven, bless you, sweetheart. Jane Marshall, 90+ years, still involved in family support. She's still around. Still walking out. Emma McKay out of Wilkinsburg, moved on. Natalie Morris, still around, still advocating. Eugenia Mosley, a veteran leader, she is around. Ayanna Ramsey, I pray she's well. Ain't heard from her in years. Doja, I see her still in passing. She's fine. Barbara Witherspoon, rest your soul. And all of the other folks, the illustrator, Christoph Williams, he's a grown man right now. The young man who did the illustration. So that's worth saying to know how much of the leadership are here. Some have transitioned to heaven. But the great thing is the spirit of what we designed this curriculum to do is still in place. And it's one of the things Tina Marie said, I'm going to pick on her for a second. She came in and she said, oh, I've been in these things, I know it all. I said, you'll know this. You'll know this. This curriculum is one of the few resources that we designed that you literally can pick it up and go, okay, I do this, I do that, I do this. It isn't anything that it takes into consideration a new parent council, a new leader. We wanted it to be step by step, step by step. So it's that detailed. And let me say also that it definitely connects to the quality standards. When you think about family-centeredness, we look at high quality being a program that's designed to support partnering with families to have active role in the development of the program and leadership. And if families, again, are partners with families to develop a welcoming environment, high quality, and it goes on and on. One more. It implements a system to sustain constructive relationships with families. So, if at any time that you're using this with your monitors, or with Beasley or whomever, you definitely want to know, hi, come on in. You definitely want to know that this is a part of high quality, and it's a part of our quality standards. If there's some seats that are around the perimeter, just make yourself comfy. Make sure when you get settled in, maybe even before you sit, you might want to go on and get you a curriculum, okay? All right. That's homewood in the house, y'all. I know the people. You know what? It might be really interesting. Hello. I want to do just a quick shout out before I turn it over to my colleagues to just name the centers that are in the room. This is very, very impressive. It's what we do at our best when we need to. So someone from each of your centers, all of you don't have to say anything, I want to just get sort of a snapshot of who's in the house. So if you can go around. Still rocks. We'll go in the order. So we're shooting. Okay. We got Dale Biscuit. Duquesne Family Support Center.
Still Valley Family Center.
Still Valley Family Center. Wilkinsburg Family Support Center. Wilkinsburg. East Liberty Family Support. East Liberty Family Support. East Liberty Family Support.
And
Life Ain't Scripted, Incorporated, our partner. Lawrenceville Family Care Connection. The Latino Family Center. We clap because we miss you. We clap because we miss you so much. Hi, darling. What's that? Duquesne Family Center. Don't get it twisted. We got two up there. Very good.
Wilkinsburg Family.
Family Center. Yes. Carnegie in the house. Carnegie in the house. Yes, definitely. Our first two arrived in the longest distance. Go on and say that. Highlands Family Center. House. All the way down to River. Love it. Darling, what center?
The Keyboard First Step.
Get out of here. The Keyboard First Step. What center, baby? The Keyboard together. Oh my goodness. So welcome. We got, go and say it. Your center. Home. Go ahead. You know, look, it's a Sheila Beasley, Elaine Harris, and Twila Davis train. You coming late, you want to spot. We love you. There you go. There you go. There you go. All is love. Go ahead, Tina.
Positive Parents and the McKees Rocks.
Positive Parents and the McKees Rocks. I'm going to come on this table here. Go ahead, Dawn. Mount Oliver, Hilltop, right? Okay? Hilltop, Mount Oliver.
FCC Turtle Creek.
Turtle Creek, FCC. New Penn Hills in the house. Yes, FCC. John.
FCC Rankin.
All right.
Braddock, FCC Rankin, Braddock, Wilkinsburg, Burge.
McKeesport Family Center.
Did you hear that? The Keyboard Family Center. Some of y'all didn't know we got all the distinctions. We got them. It's hard to get us in the same room at the same time. Go ahead, dear. What's your center, man? McKeesport, that's right. McKeesport. What's your center, love?
East Allegheny. One more day.
Did you hear that? East Allegheny. One more day. Yes. You're East Allegheny, too. I know, love. I know she is positive parenting. What center did we miss? Stay up, you're in the back, baby. You better say Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
Yeah, Hazelwood. I know my colleagues come and tell you a little bit more about the curriculum. So go ahead and feel free to open it up now, because they're going to walk you through a couple pages.
You want to sit up here with me?
Okay.
Okay, I'm Elaine here in Fulton. I'm with the Fulton Family Support Center. I've been involved as a parent for over 20 years. Okay, I'm just,
Her mouth is not as big as mine, so Elaine, okay, baby.
Okay. You guys use a microphone?
I wish we did.
okay,
Sheila, can you use a microphone? We can't hear.
They genuinely cannot hear. Hold on 1 second. Here, let's see. Elaine, you're talking to Sydney.
Can you hear me now? All right. I'm here to tell you about the use of the curriculum. This is a curriculum. It started out in Community Voices. Community Voices started out as a leg off of the policy board, and it was like a kind of place for the parents to debrief themselves. So, and eventually it evolved to wanting to get together on a monthly basis to find out what's going on in each other's centers, to share what was going on, and there you could figure out, okay, maybe what some center's doing over there, we could be doing at our center too. So, and we know each center in each community is unique. It is supposed to be. It's supposed to be community driven. Our foundation is based on the fact that we all service children 0 to 5, make sure they're prepared for school. That's our foundation, but the rest of that house is supposed to be really parent involved and parent giving input into what's in the center. So these exercises from this curriculum, they're meant to be done collectively. And it's like one curriculum follows the other. There are 13 modules. Community representatives agreed that it would be most practical for parent councils to allocate approximately 45 minutes of their monthly meetings to cover the curriculum. But you don't have to do it that way. Sometimes you want to do it in a retreat, like sometimes centers will have a retreat for a day where they may go through a couple of the different curriculums, and it'll just be a time for everybody to come together and work with it. Each curriculum area has a separate artwork. You'll notice that some of the artwork is from children and stuff, because we always want to keep the children involved in whatever we do. The first beige page of each module is meant for the trainer to use to teach with. So anybody can be a trainer. You have to make sure that the parent that's going to teach has it early enough that they're able to sit down, review it, and know exactly what they're trying to say. I mean, it was written by parents, so we kind of like know that it's kind of easy for parents to be able to do the training. Okay, on the training page, it starts out with a welcome to open the meeting, introduce the trainer. If new parents are attending the meeting, make sure you do introductions around new parents. Even everybody, really you're introducing everybody. A lot of times at the parent council meeting, sometimes you know people, but you don't know them by name. You see, they've been in and out. But this is a good time for families to really get to know each other. You should engage in a short exercise to energize and engage the group. One thing that I found out that really works with groups is to have where the parents introduce themselves and say something about themselves, like what's their favorite food. And then you just go around the room and you keep repeating it. I mean, you repeat what the one parent says, you add the next parent on, And then at the end, you ask parents, like, can they name everybody in the room and what their favorite food was, and it becomes a fun activity. And that way you get to know each other too, and get to know each other's names. I have a hard time remembering names, so I like to do that. You take time to review the previous section. Each time you move to a new section, you take about 5 minutes to review what you did last time. So this kind of, it kind of like keeps the pattern going. The trainer will teach approximately 10 minutes of the materials. The trainer can do it either by just reading what's in there or improvising, because they can look at it and know what they want to pull out and stuff like that. You do a facilitated discussion to further analyze the review and experience of the exercise. A summary, a final recap, and connect to the topic area. And then the next steps is for the parent program practice topic area. The trainer guide has specific speaking points, which you said, and directions and italics to help the trainer. The following pages present the materials and attachments that they need to win them all, the particular model. So like all the information is just basically saying all the information is there for you. Okay. The trainer for the session should be identified a month prior to the meeting, at least a week beforehand, so they can review and become familiar with the materials, like I said. To promote training, leadership, and preparation by all parents, the identified parent trainer can choose what amount of training materials they want to teach for the process. Community voices recognize that the more training materials presented than what may be realistically covered in the time period. But the group preferred to give more than not enough information. So what we're saying is that you can use this really for the parents to get to know each other. It's also an opportunity for parents to take leadership within their centers, so like changing up where certain one parent, a different parent who does each curriculum would be nice. Because family support is meant to build leadership. And the first thing we was meant to do was to build leadership within your center. And this is a good way when you use these materials for parents to step up and take a leadership role within your center. Because then you're expected to be leaders in the community. And leaders statewide. Then leaders nationally. Okay, so we expect a lot of parents and families. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Twila for your next session.
I was getting ready to say, I got a big mouth and 5 children.
She's a preacher!
Hey, well,
Singer!
so can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we're talking about what you need. I want everybody to turn with me to page 3, please. Yes.
Can you go to the microphone, seriously? You cannot hear.
You still can? You sure? Okay. I'm going to scream and say, can you guys hear me? That's better. Okay. So on page 3, under what you need, it says first and foremost, you need a parent council or group. Community Voices recognizes the size of parent council groups may vary or fluctuate. Ideally, the curriculum is best utilized with groups of 4 to 20. So when we look at that and we're talking about having a parent council or a group, because you can call it whatever you like to call it. When you're thinking about what it is that you need to start that, Sheila found a way to turn it up. So y'all make sure I'm not too loud now. Like I said, I had a big mouth. So under this, you want to be recognized, and you want to have a group of a certain size. You want at least 4, but it can be up to 20. Really, the more the merrier, because you want your parent council to be representative of your center. And the way that it represents your center is that you have people, different ideas all coming together. So you want to encourage everybody that's a part of the center. What I found in dealing with actually all of the family support centers is that they're very different. And you want a good representation. You have some people that only come to the functions, and you have some people that only come to play group, and you have some people that specifically like to do the field trips and the outings, and then you have some people that just come to the meetings. So you want to bring everybody together, and that's what a parent council has the opportunity to do. Under number 2, it says you need parents that are interested in enhancing their leadership skills to become effective spokespersons and champions for family support programs. From that point, you need the parents to be open for growth and sometimes coming out of their comfort space to lead the training modules and participate. So here's where the parent leaders come in. We will do our best to make sure that everybody is trained. We have train the trainers and different things that will empower parents and encourage them to step up. And this is where staff and other parent leaders come into play. Sometimes there's the person that just comes and they're very quiet, and you would think, well, they're just here, and that they might not have anything to offer. But I promise you, everybody has something to offer. So it's our job as parent leaders and as staff to connect with that person and find out what is the gift that they bring, what is it that they have to offer. And so in that, you are fostering their leadership skills. And so you will find oftentimes, Sheila's an expert at this. She is an expert at this. There are so many people in this room, and even those that have gone on, that have benefited from what she saw, and that she has stretched them beyond what they thought that they could do. There are people that thought they would never get up in front of people and say anything, and then through Sheila's encouragement and Elaine's advocacy skills, they find themselves in Harrisburg, speaking in front of them. That's amazing. That's amazing. And we have so many parents that are in a greater place in their life, because with family support, it goes beyond just your center. It goes beyond just the meeting. We are trying to empower you that you would do better for your family and for your community. So when we think about coming and we think, I'm a little tired, I'm going to the meeting, you don't know what's in store for you there. So it's our job to make sure that it's a place where you can flourish and where you can grow and where it can go beyond what just happens in the meeting. We have people that have businesses. Tish has Life Ain't Scripted, and Dupreen over here has her own business. And so when you come together in those meetings, you also have the opportunity to show your gifts and talents that go beyond the scope of what we would think regular family support is about. Under number 3, staff who are willing to support parents with the setup of meetings and supplies and participation as much as possible. When we're coming together for the meetings, we want to make sure that there are certain things that are in place. So we got parents now, and it's fertile ground. We're looking at your gifts. We're seeing what it is that you're interested in. We're encouraging you to be involved. We're encouraging you to grow. We're encouraging you to come out of your comfort zone. So now it's some just basic things that we need. So as staff, this is your responsibility. To make sure that you have met before the meeting, so that there's an agenda, and so that those that are facilitating the meeting and those that are in leadership are on one accord. And we know what's going on. We know when it's this person's turn to speak. We know what that person is trying to do. And actually we know what the focus of the meeting is, because every meeting should have something that is the focal point. Something that is the real thing that we want to tackle, whether it's an issue or whether it's congratulations, whether it's this is what's happening in family support. Like Sheila spoke about the meeting on September 21st, and what the focus of that is. It's about restructuring parent councils. So every meeting should have a focal point. Not that will be the only thing that you discuss or deal with, but you need something that will be your focal point. Like this is our goal for this meeting, to handle this, to deal with that, to give information about that. So we want that, and staff, along with the parent leaders, come together beforehand so that that's established, because if it isn't, everything is in disarray. So we come before you, and my focus is this, and Sheila's focus is that, and Elaine's focus is that, and y'all don't know at the end of the meeting what we were trying to do. But because we've come together beforehand and we're on one accord, even though each of us plays a different part, it's all to the same goal. So also, make sure that whether you're having food or a snack or whatever type of refreshments as staff, make sure that that's there, that's ready, that is welcoming, and that there's enough. You know, so maybe RSVPs about how many people are coming, so that if someone happens to have been detained and they're coming a little late, everything isn't gone. You know, and I haven't found that to be an issue within family support. We're pretty good with food. We're pretty good with food, but that is important. It really is, because if you're saying that you're going to provide it, you don't want somebody to come and then there isn't anything. And you have an evening meeting, and so someone's pressed their way, whether it's work or school or whatever it is that they're doing, and so they pick the babies up, and then, oh, okay, well, I don't have time to make the, oh, it's family support meeting tonight. And then you get there, and there's nothing to feed the babies. Got a problem. You probably won't have that parent come back anymore. So as staff, there's certain things that you handle and that you do that actually make the meeting cohesive and make it inviting, make it enjoyable, and then you can kind of pass that on to the parent leadership, because sheep begat sheep. So the parents are going to draw the parents in. Next, a designated time at each parent council meeting or group. And as Elaine said, about 45 minutes to cover topic areas. Really, that's a guideline, but it's based on what you want, because it's your council. But you do want your designated time, and it's best to figure out when that is. I've been to parent council meetings where they meet at 10 in the morning, where they meet at 12 noon, where they meet at 6 in the evening. So there isn't a set time that family support decides. You as a council, you come together and decide when would be the best time. I've also seen centers that have 2 meetings that alternate. They'll have, because they have some parents that are in school. So they might have an evening meeting for those parents, and then they, you know, or a morning meeting for them, and some that work, and they have, you know, a different time for them. So you need to do whatever is best for your council, and understand that this is a guide, and so there's guidelines, but you have to do what's best for your parents. Number 5, simple supplies. Please review the needed supplies before each session. Most supplies are practical and available at programs. Color and white paper, large flip chart paper, tape, etc. But some exercises require special supplies, so review before the meeting. Lastly, if possible, invest in a camera to capture photos of each exercise and topic area product. You want to have something fun at every meeting. Something that's going to be the takeaway that they enjoy, whether it was a skit or it was an activity that they did with their children, or whatever the case may be. Maybe even a raffle where you put a little twist to it. Whatever it is that you think might be the draw, and whatever your gifting is. Like for me, I'm not artistically inclined. I color real pretty, but I cannot draw. So my activity that I would lead wouldn't have to do with drawing. But draw from your strength, and this is the opportunity to pull the parents in. We want to decide what our next exercise will be for the next meeting. Do we have any suggestions? And when the hands go up, oh, that sounds like a great idea. That's not my gifting. No, can you lead that exercise at the next meeting? And that's the opportunity to draw somebody in and actually show their gift and their talent. That person that was quiet and always sat in the back and always sat in the corner, you don't know what they have, but you have to find a way to give them an opportunity to share that. Also, when we're talking about supplies, to me that goes again to the food, so make sure that you're prepared. Cameras. Sheila's excellent at this also, and Tish is our house resident, media professional, guru extraordinaire. It is nothing like seeing later the picture. Like she said, we did this almost 10 years ago. That is so hard to believe. Me and John was so young, weren't we, John? but actually seeing something that you've done and that you've worked on and that is still viable is really, really, really fulfilling. And seeing pictures from whatever that meeting was, guys, remember? I can't believe that was 5 years ago that we did so-and-so. And you have pictures that are capturing that, and also not only those memories, but you can see these babies that they were involved in family support at this time, and now they're adults and they're doing this. It actually keeps you focused on what's important, because it is all about the families, and it also shows your progress and your growth and your enjoyment, your teamwork. So at the time when everybody's getting on your nerves, I ain't never going to another meeting, I can't believe they did this, I'm so mad at them, I don't like none of them, I ain't never coming back, and forget family support, and then you see this picture. And you remember, oh my goodness, I love these people. I remember working on that. I remember doing that. I remember that family support picnic where there was a huge bouncy house that looked like about 500,000 people. And, you know, we need those things to bring us back, because life happens to all of us. And so we all have those times where we can just throw it all in. I just can't even believe this, and I'm done. And so that picture could be the thing that brings you back, and unless you just bite the bullet, suck it up, because we all have to, you know, put on the big boy pants and let's go another day. So that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to encourage each other, and we want to be able to do the things that we need to do. So use your manual.
Okay, some of this we're going to go off the cuff. And the content areas, if you're looking at the first page, the content areas of the curriculum are Family Support 101, Teamwork, Leadership, Communications and Effective Listening. Yep, shut the door so the babies don't run out. Family Involvement. Marcia, shut that behind you, baby. Father, Mother, Grandparent, Caregiver, Compromising, Breaking it down, got to see the section to know what that's completely about. Maintaining interest, avoiding burnout, conflict resolution, setting an example and assuming responsibility, meeting structure, behavior and rules, public speaking, and advocacy. So each of the module areas are in those particular topics. And that covers a real wealth of parent council interest. We were going to tell you about the rollout process. We'll skip that in the interest of time. But it was pretty intensive. If any of you were around, it really was a train-the-trainer process where we had a group of parents that were trained, and then they went on and trained the next level, and they became support and mentors. So this was really, it was ambitious, and it was really a good time to put something on the map for parent councils. So what we thought we'd do in a few minutes is kind of walk through one of the sections with you. So if you turn to leadership, leadership is on page 14.
Hi. What you doing?
Okay. And literally, as I said when I did the opening, this is a curriculum that it tells you, literally, or suggests, as Twila said, what you can say. So you can open up this book and see the first part has welcome. And it says, welcome the group, say that the good leadership by parents at family support programs is the purpose of this curriculum. You could literally say that in the italics. You want to review the previous section. In this case, the previous section was on teamwork. And again, see if anyone memorized the motto. All of that would make sense. That's why there is a recommendation for you to follow this in the order that you have it. Because each section builds on the other. The homework tasks come from the previous module. So you really do want to try to do this in the order. They also get more comprehensive in leadership skill. As you get to advocacy and public speaking, that's on the other end versus, Family Support 101. You want to engage the group. Again, you have something here that you can use as the example. It even gives you transition sentences. If a parent's doing this for the first time, you can help coach them to say this exact sentence. It's easier sometimes, even funny, to share what leaders are not. But being a good leader comes with practice, and there's always room to learn and grow. Like there's actual sentences that you can use. The teaching training material. If you look in the curriculum, you'll see a lot of training material. And as Twila said, I think Elaine said it as well, you don't have to use it all. It's there in abundance. You can use a little bit of it, you can use a lot of it, depending on how much your parent council wants to learn. But we put a lot of it in there for you to pick and choose what training material you want to use. And then there's an exercise. Elaine's going to share more about the exercise, but before that, I want to ask, are there questions about how this goes? Or what you're feeling about it? Somebody tell me something. Do you think, let me phrase it to you, you could pick this curriculum up at this point, maybe after you look through it a little bit, but pick it up and try it out with your parent council?
Yes.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's its design. It was designed to be a user-friendly curriculum. Again, you don't have to search for words, what to say. You don't have to search for material. And we made it intentionally that the material can be photocopied. It's simple black and white, so you can photocopy it. Any questions about it? Elaine's going to tell you a second about the exercise. Then we got something fun for you before we leave. Yep, leave. Elaine, do you want to cover the exercise part?
Okay, and as I look through the materials, because these materials have been away for a while, okay, those beige pages that you have is for the training, okay? So, like, really the training part starts on the white pages, okay? Like, in this leadership session that we was looking at, those first 3 pages would be used by the trainer. Okay, so the trainer would be asking maybe the group leaders are, and the group will name what the leaders are and what a leader is not. So that's part of that. So now your curriculum starts on page 17. So that's the day of the event. You should be ready to go through like on here. So when they're starting out, so now what Community Voices says, we would like you to kind of quote that because we take that personally. But and I'll just read the part for this one. It's important to identify individual skills of team leaders. Delegate responsibilities to avoid burnout and build in engagement. Clearly define responsibilities and accountability. Be aggressive to involve many people, even the quietest people. Have a vision of what needs to be done and when to do it. And that was our perception as Community Voices of the beginning of this leadership curriculum. Now, at the bottom, so we're just jumping through, but the particular exercise in this event starts with trying to find out where parents are right now. So the first question you would ask, and there's a whole set of ways to set it up prior to, but you would be asking the parents, like, where have you been in leadership? Like, a lot of people don't know that they have a lot of leadership skills, but they don't understand that that was a leadership skill at the time. Okay, so if you went to the school and was part of the PTA or the PTO, whatever they change it up to from time to time, and you spoke out on behalf of your child, That's being a leader, to let people know what is going on. So like, a lot of times parents don't realize all the strengths they have, all the skills that they have, and this is a good time to start trying to recognize it, so you can get them to thinking about times in their lives that they took a leadership role, even if it was running like I did with my brother when a dog came. I grabbed his hand and we ran, okay? That's being a leader, okay? But you have to think even down to that these are leadership skills that you have along the way, okay? And then you ask the group to decide where they want to go. Okay, now you're going to have some parents that want to come into the center and they just want to be involved in the center. They don't want to be a leader. Okay, and that's fine and dandy. Okay, but still try to encourage them, even though they may not realize it. I didn't realize I wanted to be a spokesperson for family support when I first came in. They had to push me out there. Now, if they hadn't gave me that push, I would have stayed right there in my little corner where I was at and been quite content, okay? You'll have certain parents that may be coming, they just want the services. Just give me what you got to give me and I'm gone, okay? And then you have people that want to understand family support. Family support, when I first started, it was hard to understand the whole big concept of family support. But like, I came in when the center was just developing, like a lot of people are doing now, and I was curious. I wanted to know, like, where does the funding come from? How do we set up the programs? How are you impacting the kids? How are you impacting the community? You have those parents that come into the center and are ready to start that leadership journey, so you want to make sure you set the opportunities in motion for that parent to be able to develop the leadership skills. So when you ask the parents to define where they want to go, you kind of get to know what do parents expect? What are parents looking for? And then you ask the last question, which is how can you get there? Okay, and that way providing assistance to the parents to try to develop their leadership skills. I mean, they may be stuck on something, they don't know the resources that are available to them. When I first started out in family support, they sent me to a lot of leadership trainings. So in OCD, it has leadership trainings. If parents ask for leadership trainings, we can get leadership trainings together. That's important. So if we find out that a bunch of parents want more leadership training, that can easily happen. Because it's not meant for just the parents to just be in the centers. And one thing to the parents that I want to emphasize here. When you want to be involved and you're ready to develop programming and you're taking your leadership skills, please don't be mad at the people that don't want to do it at all. Do not spend time when you're doing activities and stuff like that to say so-and-so didn't show but they came to the trip last week. Don't waste your time and energy on that, okay? We're saying, if we want to be a part of this, we want to work with this, really your skills that you learn in your center, that's stuff you can put on your resume when you go to get jobs and stuff like that. Don't worry about those people that don't want to take that journey with you. Okay, don't waste your time on that because it's really too much work. So it's like, just make sure when you, as an activity, that you just look at different ways to develop the parents that you want to be leaders in the center, and be happy that, I mean, at one time our parent council was down to one parent, and it wasn't me. There was one parent on parent council, but she kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pulling until she started developing the group. So sometimes it can be lonely when you're trying to be a leader. Okay, so, but you just have to keep moving. So we're going to move to the next part, which is